Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at comed.com/clean. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jay Zawaski with Greg Boysen and Mario Tirabassi. The Hawks lose 3-0 to the Buffalo Sabres. 2 consecutive shutouts for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Good for him.
The coolest name in hockey.
Good for my fantasy team.
Sure is.
And, boy, that was not a lot going on for the Blackhawks in that game. Outshot in the first, 13-4.
Yep.
They had a slight shot. They had one shot advantage in the second, 8-7 for the Hawks, and then the third, 10-8. This game was not close. At no point did it feel like the Hawks had even a stretch of 3 or 4 minutes where they were in control of this game.
No, it was a miracle that it was scoreless after the first period. And then, you know, it's just a superior team. We talked about it in the pregame, like Buffalo, even though they've been disappointing this year, they're still vastly superior to the Blackhawks.
Yes.
And, you know, I know Chicago is injury riddled, but it's, you know, you just not having Connor Bedard stinks.
Yes.
Not having him as an offensive option is really tough to stomach. And I know that that's quite a hot take, but 8 out of their last 10 games, they've scored one goal or fewer. I think I saw Mark Lazar say on Twitter, like, Jesus, man, they have no options offensively.
They got nothing. It's 2-0, and you know it's over. You might as well just, like, wave the white flag and go home.
I said it was over when it was 1-0 because I said there's no way this team's scoring 2 goals. Unless they score 1 and get it to another 9-round shootout. But
as
soon as the first goal of the game goes in against them, you pretty much can be like, all right.
You're fighting for overtime.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Really bad. Not a lot of talent on this team right now. And, you know, go ahead.
I was going to say, credit to the guys that, though, they're still putting in a damn effort. Like, Colin Blackwell had a couple shorthanded opportunities. You know, a few guys had some standout games, but
Zach Sanford looked really good.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Entwistle had a real nice game.
But it's Colin Blackwell.
But it's Colin,
and Zach Sanford
exactly.
And
These are guys that you should never in the NHL have to look to be your offensive leaders.
No.
They should be the guys that are your energy guys that set the tone, that maybe chip in a goal once every 20 games and you go, oh, wow, look at the depth of this team. Even Zach Sanford scoring.
Right.
It shouldn't be, well, we lost because Zach Sanford couldn't score.
Well, what's crazy, too, and we'll tell you about the 4-star nominees here in a second, but, like, these guys that we said, like, yeah, they had a nice game. Zach Sanford had 1 shot attempt. Like, all we're seeing is flashes of nice plays. Like, oh, nice stick lift. Or, oh, that was a nice pass. It didn't lead to anything.
Great back check.
It was a nice pass.
I said that out loud today. What a back check.
That was the highlight of the game, was Colin Blackwell's back check.
It's hard to have shot attempts when you don't have the puck.
You never have the puck. Never. All right, so here are your nominees for 4-star of the game. The 3 stars, Rasmus Dahlin, Ryan Johnson, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. So for the Hawks, our nominees are Arvid Soderblom, who stopped 27 of 30 Buffalo shots, including 12 shorthanded shots.
28-31, they got that.
Oh, they moved the 31 again?
I think it was 31, yeah.
They had that last one. It there, and then they moved it down. Oh, they put it back up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was like that last shot with like 0.3 seconds left.
28 of 31, I stand corrected.
There you go.
Second nominee, Colin Blackwell, 14-15 of ice time, 3 shots, 5 shot attempts. And Mackenzie Entwistle, despite being a -2, had 2 shot attempts, 3 hits, and was just playing his ass off. I mean, that's what you want from your fourth line guy. You want someone that's just going to run people over, and he did it.
Played his nuts off.
He did play his nuts off. We thought literally for a minute there. Yeah,
took one right in the twisty,
right in the wee knee. That was tough to watch, but he popped right back up.
Now
we got to keep an eye on Taylor Radish, who left the game after blocking a shot.
But did he come back to the game? I
didn't see him, but maybe he did.
I have to double check
that.
I think the shift charts.
Look at that, or I think Charlie might have tweeted that he was back out there. I can't remember exactly. I know Entwistle was back. I know Entwistle was back in the game, like within the next.
He did. Shift.
Yeah, you're just trained to not touch it on TV, so he had to go to the locker room to be like,
right.
That's 2 shows in a row where we referenced Bill Cosby comedy bits. The one about the chocolate cake,
yeah,
and the one about getting hit on nuts on TV.
Don't touch it. You're on TV. Yeah,
grab my head.
I don't know.
Yeah, and
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah. No, I thought about it before the show. It was just like, how else do you break down this game other than this is just not an NHL level team?
Right. Well, there are some positives to take out of this game. Yes, the offense is non-existent, and it's going to remain non-existent pretty much for the rest of the season. I mean,
6 to 8 weeks.
When Bedard comes back, yes, that's going to give you
5 to 7
option,
Or 2
which is
weeks
better than zero options right now. And I don't know if Beauvillier or Tyler Johnson. I don't know what their timelines are.
before the trade deadline, I hope.
It'd be nice. So we'll see, but there are some positives. Listen, this is the third straight game.
Yep.
Arvid Soderblom's been very nice, very good.
Better than he has been this
Yes,
season.
he's got 3 straight games of save percentages well over 90.
And guess how many goals the Hawks have scored for him in those 3 starts?
Well, 0 tonight.
2.
2 goals.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's been better. Apparently, the extra work with Jimmy Wade is paying off, and the not as the lighter workload, which is you have that luxury because Peter Mrazek's playing so well. You want to start Mrazek more as more of a traditional starter
backup,
and
yeah.
Soderblom be the tradition. But he's been better. Another positive take from this game. This might have been Kevin Korchinski's best defensive game, or one of his better at least.
Took the puck away from Tage Thompson beautifully.
He was really good defensively, and that's been, I don't want to say an area of concern, but that's obviously the area that you know he needs the most work on. He can be.
It's not his best attribute.
Right. He wasn't drafted 7th overall because of what he does in his own end, especially as a teenager in the NHL. But he was very effective defensively. Again, we had to yell at him for not shooting a 2-on-1, and he passed to Rem Pitlick, our guy Remington. If there's one guy on this entire roster Kevin Korchinski should pass to on a 2-on-1, and he is currently eating his meals straight out of a blender. That's the only guy you pass to, Kevin. The rest of the season, if it's not 98 with you on that rush, even if it is, shoot the puck because they're probably all going to expect you to pass the Bedard.
Right.
Shoot the puck. Otherwise, very good game from him. Defensively was excellent. And the penalty kill has been very good of late.
Yeah.
I'm writing about that for Hawks Hits. I believe it is now. They've killed off 21 of their last 24 chances and almost had a perfect night tonight.
It's pretty good.
The only goal they gave up was on that extended major penalty to Kurashev, which shouldn't have been a major, and it went off of Alex Vlasic's stick. You can't blame any of these 3 goals on
friendly fire on the PK.
And I don't know if I encourage the chat to chime in on this one because I was a little bit confused by what Darren Pang was saying. He was saying, like, that can't go in. That's a shot behind the goal line. I don't know if he was mad at Soderblom for letting it in or if he was mad at the Hawks for not defending it better. I don't know how you can watch that replay.
The goal off his ear?
Yeah. The shooter, Peterka's behind the goal line. He's got this much to shoot at.
Like the size of a puck.
Hits Soderblom in the back of the helmet and it goes in. Well, I don't know what you want him to do.
Yeah.
With the little window we had to shoot it in, he shot it in.
Perfectly placed shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's one of the probably lowest percentage shots that you can take, and only a certain few players can get a fortunate bounce or get the puck into that little tight space. But I mean, credit to him for attempting it, and it paid off. So I don't know. I really don't know what more Soderblom can do other than just putting a magnet in his helmet and sticking it to the post.
No, it was.
That'd be awkward though. Like kind of butterfly save, like just yank his head right off.
It's like,
but
yeah,
I think, you can't. But that just goes to show you, like Luke should be showing that to the team going, see what happens when you just throw it at the net? Sometimes it bounces off the goalie's ear and goes in. You know when it won't? When you don't shoot it at all or you pass it along.
Sometimes it goes off a defender's
He had a little bit of
stick.
space, took a shot, was a great shot, perfect bounce.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to score on that play maybe once out of 100 times, but tonight was that once. And then the first goal was redirected by the fleet-footed Gergensons.
Hey, that's former NHL All-Star.
Who was somehow left all alone in front of the net, and nobody picked him up.
Yeah, he came from behind and kind of caught guys off guard.
And, had nobody within 20 feet of him, and he was able to redirect it.
Closest was Alex Vlasic at the far post.
Yeah.
He had no idea he was there.
No.
Right.
And then we mentioned the third goal came on the power play, and it was a friendly fire goal. So you can't pin any of those on Soderblom, but that's a nice storyline for the month is his improvement. And you need that because you don't necessarily want to play Mrazek 5 out of 6 games if you don't have to.
Well, you know what's funny is like we talked to Mrazek after the shootout game, and he was saying how how much better he feels this season, not only physically but also like playing more. Like and Soderblom like playing less seems to have helped him maybe figure out a couple kinks in his game or anything like that. So it's an odd situation where changing the rotation of the goalies to skew more towards Mrazek actually might be helping the way that they're playing. So I don't know. I think as long as his health holds up, like keep giving Mrazek 75% of the starts or more.
I see what you're saying. The other part of it, though, is if they are a little bit considering moving him, because he is their most valuable chip right now that they're probably willing to trade.
Yeah.
Do they dial it back a little bit now that Soderblom has kind of returned to form, whatever you want to call that, and they probably trust him a little more now? Maybe. Do you, instead of 4 out of 5, is it now 3 out of 5? I know it's not much.
Sure.
But down the stretch, it can make a difference. And with a guy with an injury history, with a very tender groin, it might be best to protect him if you can. And I feel like Mrazek was getting all these starts because they had no faith in Soderblom.
Yeah.
And you knew the only time he's going to play is on a back-to-back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that was the case tonight. So,
plus, if you still hold out any hope that Soderblom can be any kind of contributor in the future, be it, next year, is he going to, do you let him be your starter next year? Or is he your long-term backup guy?
Yeah,
or is he has no future? You can't figure that out playing him one every 8 games.
No, that's true.
I'm confident saying he's not a starter.
I don't think so, but
you do need to see if he's an NHL backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe giving him back-to-back starts at some point is a way to you definitely did the right thing by pulling him back. And, I mean, we were at the point where everybody was saying, hey, why don't we send him down to Rockford and let him figure out, screw it. Jackson Stauber can't be worse at this point.
Right.
Even though Jackson Stauber, the world's greatest goalie, is now losing starts to Mitchell Weeks in the AHL.
You got to bring up Mitchell Weeks then.
Then maybe Mitchell Weeks. He's got three out of his last 5 professional starts.
He played up here last year.
But they did the right thing. They pulled him back. They let him get the extra time in. They let him get out of his own head, and it seems to be working. And but they had that luxury because Mrazek has been playing so well.
Yeah.
If Mrazek was struggling, then you'd be like, well, I don't know what to do.
Think how bad the season would be.
Yeah.
Where would this team be without him playing this well?
They'd be losing every game 9-1 instead of 3-1.
Yeah, it's we're getting to that point where it's like, what can you say? And until they get healthy, Foligno back and Reichel back or Bedard back, like that's what it's going to look like. Mm-hmm. Whether it's 0 goals or 1 goal or even 2, most nights it's not going to be enough to overcome your young defense, your injury problems, there's people mad at Luke Richardson. What the fuck do you want Luke Richardson to do?
Right.
What's he going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. He can't.
Hey, you score.
He can't make.
Sure thing,
he
Skip.
can't make Mackenzie Entwistle and Reese Johnson and Zach Sanford
Into
elite
goal scorers.
NHL goal
Yeah.
scorers.
Right.
He can't make them what they're not. Somebody, I don't know who it was earlier, said maybe it has something to do with the inconsistent lines. The lines have been the same for the last 5 games.
And they also don't have a choice. There's no one healthy.
Yeah.
They have not changed the lines, and the only reason the lines changed tonight is because Ryan Donato got sick.
Right.
Ever since Rem Pitlick got here, the lines have been exactly the same.
Yeah.
So that's not
That's
a thing.
4 or 5 games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was
and if you want
Region Rev said, is that who you're talking about? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
and
saw
if-
the
and
No
if you wanna-
accountability.
if
You
you
also
wanna
can't
flip
hold
her-
people accountable because there's no one to fill in.
And if you want to flip around the lines, what is it going to do? You're not taking some guy he's buried on the 4th line. He should be on the top line. They have all 4th lines.
Right. Whatever
So
lines
whatever
playing the best is
combination you
gonna
put
play.
together, it's all going to look the same.
It's like putting lipstick on a pig, I believe is
Yeah.
the old term. Like it's not going to make a whole lot of difference.
It's all going to look the same.
Like when I'm
can't-
going through the forward minutes here, okay? Taylor Radish, who again, just for clarity, did return to the game, played 20 minutes. That's huge.
a lot of PK time.
Yeah. Sanford, 12:09. Kachuk, 13:49. Anderson, 12:35. Dickinson, 15:12. Pitlick, 15:04. Kurashev, 16:02. Like, there's no one taking huge minutes up front that are automatic, like, top-line guys. They're basically, aside from Dickinson and aside from Radish, they're basically spreading it out evenly. There's just
They're
four
rolling
fourth
all 4 lines, baby. Yeah.
It's 4 fourth lines. So
is.
rank them how you
It's
will.
1/3 line and 3/4.
All right, 1/3 line. And
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
and
there's really not much X's and O's that's going to really change this.
no.
Yeah,
It's-
and the Cosmic Cowboy says I'd say low effort. They know they're going to lose and they play like it. I had no problem with the effort today. It's just talent. If you play the Chicago Cubs versus the Iowa Cubs, the Chicago Cubs are going to kick their ass 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, usually.
It's major league talent versus minor league talent. That's what we're looking at here. And as much as the Buffalo Sabres, who have won 6 of their last 10, by the way, are not performing as it's an NHL freaking team that people thought were going to make the playoffs this
Now
year
that
with
they've-
star players.
Now that they've decided that, Luukkonen is their guy in goal, who's been really good, they're winning. Maybe they should have done that from day one, but that's not we're not a Sabres podcast, so
Let's just play a game here. All right. So
Okay,
Sabres.
cool. I like games.
love games.
Eric Johnson, who we know he left the game.
Eric Johnson's hurt. Oh no.
He played 11-18 in this game.
Yeah.
Where is he on the Blackhawks defensive depth chart as currently constructed?
He's playing 37 minutes a night.
Right?
He's the second pair. Behind Vlasic and Jones, he's your second pair.
How about Kyle Oposo, the 700-year-old Kyle Oposo?
He's on your top line.
1432. He's your top line winger.
Either that or he's on the Dickinson line. I feel like that would be a good combination.
Zemgus Girgensons is probably your Jason Dickinson.
Yep.
Like, these are bottom feeders on a team full of good players.
Well,
JJ Peterka would be your best forward in this game.
yeah.
And it's not even close.
Yeah.
I look like Rem Pitlick is playing on your top line, and you gave up a 2026 conditional 7th round pick for him. You got Zach Sanford off of waivers. You got Jacob Megna off of waivers.
Yeah.
Like, none of these guys were brought in to plug the holes of the roster that was left by injuries. None of these guys were sought after players. Like, they were
scrap
no
heap.
offense to them, scrap heap
Scrap heap.
guys.
They're other people's table scraps.
Yeah. So you got a team that already had guys that were here that are depth guys that are playing in the NHL because it's Chicago, and then it's a bunch of waiver claims.
Yeah.
Like,
Jacob
all-
Megna couldn't play for the Kraken. He played 18 minutes tonight.
Yeah. You got a bunch of your best players are all on IR. What are you going to do? I can't fault this team. We have at times dogged them for their efforts when they were pretty much fully healthy.
Yes.
Aside from Taylor Hall.
And that's different.
And that team should look a lot different than this team.
Yes.
If it does when the effort is the issue. This is just like think about it with like NHL 24, right? How many guys are rated above 80 on this team? Two?
Maybe one.
Seth Jones?
Seth Jones.
Dickinson, I think, is at 81.
I mean, Vlasic should be.
Got to wait for the roster
Yeah, gotta
update.
get
Yeah. But, Mrazek might be an 80,
Maybe.
This is not a team.
Korchinski in 80?
I think in the update he's an 80, recently.
This roster
It's
right now would
not
have
good.
their hands full in a 7-game series versus the Hershey Bears, who lead the AHL in points.
Hershey.
I know. Hershey Bears are 29-7-2 on the season in the AHL.
That's the Capitals affiliate?
That's the Capitals team. They have scored 127 goals and have only allowed 82. They've allowed 82 goals in 38 games.
That's pretty good.
They would probably give this Blackhawks team a run for their money right now.
They would.
I mean, there's probably, I'm guessing there's there might be a few names we recognize on that roster. Mike Vecchione.
I've heard of it.
You may get a pizza.
Well, I take that back. I haven't heard of any of these effing guys.
Well, there you go.
Never mind. But they'd probably.
But still,
they would,
yeah.
Like Dylan McElrath is on this team. Dmitry Osipov.
Former Ice Hog.
Yes, he's there. I've heard of him.
Who's their goalie?
Their goalies are Hunter Shepard and Clay Stevenson.
That's two professions, Hunter Shepard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Sometimes they.
You could do both.
Sometimes
Hard to
they.
do both. It is hard.
They offset each other.
They're kind of counterproductive.
Congruous careers.
So that's not, but like if this Blackhawks roster took on the Hershey Bears in a best of
AHL
7
team.
series, they probably win the series, but I bet you it goes 6.
7 games.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
So yes, it's
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to play in the NHL when you're not in an NHL team.
right. It's a brutal stretch here for the Hawks, but hey, good news is we get to watch them play the Islanders tomorrow night.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. I hope it's free pillow night at the
It's free eye poker night. Here, we're handing out
Pardon me, do you have any
fireplace pokers that are pre-hot for your eyeballs.
Pardon me, do you have any Iron Maidens I can hang out in for the next 3 hours? I'd rather do that and watch this game.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Excitement personified.
It's going to be fun.
You see it tomorrow.
Oy. Yeah, that's going to be a rough one. And look, there are a lot of people talking about Lucas Reichel. I'm going to be honest with you guys.
How many times can we have
I don't
this
have the energy
conversation?
to have Lucas Reichel talk tonight.
Watch any one of our other post-game shows this season.
Here's what I'll say. You're all right.
Yeah.
Like-
Reichel is not effective at all right now. He had moments tonight where you're like, oh, he made that really nice backhand pass, and then he gets set up on a power play, and his stick breaks. That's the perfect summary of his season.
Consecutive plays.
Yeah.
He had the no-look cross-ice pass right to Jason Dickinson that bounced right off his stick, couldn't get a good shot on it. And then the next offensive opportunity on that power play, he gets a cross-crease pass to him right to Reichel, and then snap goes the stick.
Yep.
And then that was his best 2 moments of the game, and they were in the first period. And then invisible from there on. So
Yep. And other people are talking about Taylor Radish. We've talked about him a lot.
Yep.
He has been, it's neck and neck between Reichel and Radish and who's been the bigger disappointment this year.
at least Radish has scored a couple goals.
One's a first-round pick, though. That's
what I'm saying.
It's
Radish was coming off a career 20-goal season, and he's not the same guy. Like, he's just not. That was a guy we were thinking maybe this guy could be, beyond his contract. He could be a part of the rebuild. Maybe be a guy that's, be your fourth line guy, penalty kill specialist when you're good again. I'm ready to put that out to pasture. I'm fine. Next year, Taylor Radish's spot should be taken by Colton Dock.
Boom.
Probably will be. Is there a Sabres fan in here taunting the Blackhawks?
There is. Let's go Buffalo.
All right.
You understand
0-0.
Scott is good, 92. You're not good at commenting. You just beat an AHL team.
Way to go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes. Hurry up. I hear your mom's going to want her iPad back here in a few minutes. Too much screen time. No screen time after 10 o'clock.
Got him. All right, well, hey, tell us if we want to go get a steam and a schwitz, Mario, where we can go do that.
You can go do that at the Midtown Athletic Club. They have 4 locations in the Chicagoland area for you to get a nice steam, a nice workout, a nice chicken sandwich, whatever you want to do.
Chicken sandwich. Welcome back, Jay.
They have locations in Palatine, Bannockburn, Willowbrook, and the Midtown Athletic Club and Hotel right here in the city in the middle of Bucktown and Lincoln Park. And for this month of January, Midtown is offering no initiation fees at their Bannockburn, Palatine, and Willowbrook locations. So they have a lot of different options for you to become a member of their Midtown Athletic Clubs and take advantage of all the amenities that they have to offer, including those wet and dry saunas, amazing locker rooms, top quality workout equipment and facilities. You got yoga studios, spin classes, group exercise studios, did I say spin classes?
You did.
Spin classes, boxing.
They're so good, I said them twice.
You could do 2 spin classes in one day if you wanted to.
2 spins,
and
wow.
if you like tennis,
I'm not doing that this year.
the Midtown Athletic Club is the place to be. They have programming that is USTA professional quality all the way, indoor and outdoor courts. You can do tennis, pickleball, paddle tennis. If you're Kevin Korchinski, you can do some ping pong out there too and dominate Cole Gutman. And hey, we have a new call to action with our Midtown Athletic
I like
League.
calls to action.
Yeah, the CHGO Bears and the CHGO Chicago Sports Podcast.
It's my favorite show.
Will be filming live from Midtown in Bannockburn this upcoming Thursday, the 25th.
Oh, we got a game that day.
Guests of the show are complimentary that day. So come out and check out the space, catch the shows, and head over to midtown.com/CHGO where you can find out more about the Midtown Athletic Club nearest to you. I hear that those shows out there on the 25th going to have a little happy hour attached to it as well. So come on out, say hi, rub elbows with toothless Greg Braggs and all the Bears crew, and yeah, have a sandwich and a workout. It'll be a good time.
Rub your weenuses together. Your weenus right here.
Oh,
weenus.
yeah, because I said rub elbows. I was wondering where that was going.
I don't want to rub anything on
Yeah,
Brags.
that's true. Should be a good time.
It will be a good time. Yes, Bannockburn, right by Highland Park. If you're not familiar, it's kind of a smaller town in like a pretty popular
That's
area.
the
but
Midtown
right by
Athletic
Highland
Club
Park.
location that I went to,
Nice.
go to, frequent all the time.
Sweet. How are the floors there?
They're good.
They're nice. You think
Yeah.
they're from Empire Today?
I hope so.
I don't know if they have pickleball floors at Empire Today,
if
but if they
Midtown
did.
is if Midtown is worth its salt, their floors are from Empire.
Well, if you want to shop at Empire Today, here's what you're going to get. Shop and home convenience, that's good. The right product for your needs, that's good. Quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. Empire keeps shopping for floors with a simple, curated product selection. Their philosophy is to help you find what you need and not overwhelm you with 1,000 different choices and substitutes. What they leave out is as important as what they put in to their selection. You're not going to get crappy floors. You're going to get good floors. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. And if you want to see exactly how your great new Empire Today floors are going to look in your home or your office space or whatever, you can open up their virtual floor designer. It's a great way to see how new floors will look in any space. You just snap a picture and instantly see how new floors will look in that space. And you know by now, shopping for floors at a big box store is really frustrating. You talk to someone who was working in plumbing yesterday and they're doing flooring today. They don't know what they're doing. Flooring is all Empire Today does. They live and breathe flooring, so you can be confident you're getting honest, upfront advice. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use the promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/CHGO.
Nice. What next?
Yeah, it's like that's where we're at.
Well, I finally got the.
What's your favorite color? Let us know in the chat.
I finally got the hockey stats card.
We have the blue
Ooh.
lines.
We have the data. You two aren't going to be happy.
It ain't me.
I bet you nobody's going to be able to guess who the highest game score for a Blackhawk is. You have to go way down before you get to one.
Zach Sanford.
Nope.
Bruce Johnson.
Rem Pitlick.
Nope.
Luke Richardson.
Nope.
Derek King.
Lucas Reichel.
Lord, give me the answer.
Seth Jones.
Isaac Phillips.
Hey.
There you go, Region Rev.
There you go.
Vindication.
Vilified.
The least suckiest of all the sucks.
Congratulations on sucking the least.
Was it?
Actually, he was pretty good.
Was it at least a positive game score, or was it the least negative game score?
It was. He had a .89.
Nice.
Let's see here.
So who won the helmet? You?
I won the helmet.
Oh, good. It's right by your feet.
With Philip Kurashev, who was a .23.
That's good. That's his number.
Then there was Lucas Reichel, who was a negative .49.
Woohoo!
There you go.
And Cole Gutman was a negative .93.
Hell yeah.
Jacob Megna, the worst player in the game.
Yeah. And see, this is where the game score kind of gets a little weird. I don't completely understand it. Mackenzie Entwistle was the second lowest.
I mean,
you should.
Was he on the ice for like?
He
all
was a
three
minus
goals?
He was minus
Yeah.
two.
So
Yeah.
But I mean,
that'll sting.
Yeah.
That'll sting like a
So-
shot to the nuts.
yeah. When we get to that segment, I'll wear the helmet.
We
New
just did
person
it.
in the chat I've never seen before anyway. Story Time Wonder says, why are we sitting Donato and not Radish?
He was sick.
He was sick.
He
Yeah,
was
he was
sick.
not scratched. So, I mean, he was, but not a healthy scratch.
Yeah. He got stuck in a snowbank too long.
Too many chicken tenders at the office party yesterday. I had a little tummy ache today.
Yeah.
It'll do that. You know what I want to know?
Maybe he's gluten-free.
You were talking about how good the penalty kill's been. I wonder how much that correlates to Colin Blackwell being back.
I think a lot of it does.
Yeah.
Because you add him to that mix. You already have a pretty decent forward group with Jason Dickinson. We rag on Taylor Radish's lack of offensive anything, but he's been solid penalty kill. Boris Kachuk, when he's been up here, good on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Having Seth Jones back helps too.
That certainly.
Because then your top penalty kill unit has Jones and Alex Vlasic back there with Blackwell and Dickinson, or Blackwell and Radish, however the rotation is.
Dare I say power kill?
I mean, some of their best chances to score tonight came shorthanded.
Truly.
They did.
So, no, it is not a coincidence that the penalty kill has started to improve when Colin Blackwell's gotten in the lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a guy that like you re-sign at the end of the year too? Bring him back for another season? I can't believe
Sign him now.
I can't believe
Make him part of the
Sure.
the wave that's coming through. Like,
or
why
is
not?
that a guy that you think maybe a contender is going to give you something for? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I can't imagine that.
But
I can't
what's
imagine
the
at
value of keeping
is he
him
even
here,
is he in the
or-
NHL on a contender?
I don't know. I mean, the Maple Leafs traded for him a couple years ago. They loved him up there.
Does he
Yeah,
want
but
to
they're
go
dumb.
back? You want to go back?
I mean, I'd take Colin Blackwell over Ryan Reeves right now.
I'll take Matthew Nyes for Colin Blackwell, straight up.
We should talk about that a little bit later.
We could.
We run out of stuff.
We've
to
pretty
talk
much
about in
run out of
35
stuff to
seconds.
talk about for this game.
All right, let's do it.
I know, but I think Blackwell back with the Hawks makes a lot of sense because why not? Sign him to a 1-year deal, and then if suddenly like Landon Slaggert or Ryder Rolston or one of those guys who, even if they max out in the NHL, they're going to be a bottom 6 penalty kill, gritty, grindy kind of guy with maybe a little bit of offensive
Ryder
upside.
Ralston ceiling is probably pretty much what Colin Blackwell is doing right now.
Yeah, and I think also
just
we
bigger.
need to, the collective we, and pointing the thumb at myself, let's not just focus on stats. The way the coaching staff has talked about Colin Blackwell since his return about being a student of the game, knowing it at a level that other guys don't. And sure, he doesn't have the skill to execute and fill the net with pucks, but he knows where to be. He knows other players' tendencies.
Yeah.
Those sort of things proven valuable, not only on the ice, but on the bench in a guy's ear. Like, hey, I'm going to play 12 minutes tonight. Connor Bedard's going to play 20. Connor, if you're on the ice against Owen Power, here's a tendency he has. Take advantage of this. Or this guy on faceoffs likes to use this little technique. Go to school on that. Having a guy like that around is valuable. And look, no one's kidding themselves. Next year, the Hawks are not going to contend either.
Nah.
Hopefully they're a little better than this because you'll have a healthy Taylor Hall, he chuckled. Maybe Frank Nazar's
For a
here.
period or two.
Maybe if you get Macklin Celebrini in the draft, he's straight to the NHL too.
Probably.
And things look better, and you probably have one of Del Mastro or Allen up here next year.
Yeah.
You have Colton Dock up here next year, probably.
Maybe.
So the team should be better, but there's a spot for Colin Blackwell on this roster next year.
Yeah, if he's playing like this, if this carries through the rest of the season, I would want him back for sure.
But all those things you just said, and you just poo-pooed my idea of like what contender would want him. That list you just read off, every contender would want that for a playoff run, for what he brings to playoff hockey.
Well, I don't know if he's not, but the problem is he's probably not on the ice for a playoff team.
No, but I mean,
he is a buried fourth line guy.
He's not going to be what he is here.
Team.
But no. if the New York Rangers trade for him, he would be their penalty kill guy, and be out there, or if whatever playoff team, the Oilers take him, they'll be. But the thing is. I don't think there's enough value. I think he gives you more value here for the rest of the year than any 5th or 6th round pick you're going to get.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right, it doesn't make a lot of sense because you're not going to get much for him. But I do think there are playoff teams that go, we could use a guy like that. If that's the one thing we're missing right now. He's got speed.
In general, if a playoff team wants to get stupid and give the Hawks too much for anything, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because look at the playoff standings right now. There are not going to be many teams looking to offload anything. That's going to help the Hawks.
Everybody's in it.
People are going to overpay for guys you probably shouldn't be overpaying for. So even more so.
To cite your example, the Eastern Conference wild card at this moment, Tampa has the first spot with 51 points. Toronto has 50, second wild card spot. Caps with 50, Penguins with 48, Islanders 48, Devils 47. Even the Habs are 5 points out of the wild card spot.
The West is just as tight.
The West, you've got 49-49 with Edmonton and Nashville. Edmonton has the number 1 wild card. Calgary 47, Seattle 47, Arizona, my guys, 45.
Nice.
Blues 44. All these teams are within striking distance.
Right. So there's like 4 teams that actually can trade people.
And that's it. That's not. You're right. So the only teams willing to sell.
Yeah.
And is Minnesota going to sell?
They should.
They should. But they're not. They're horseshit, and they're 8 points out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
I am trading Marc-Andre Fleury for a king's ransom right now.
I agree. But San Jose's selling for sure. The Hawks will be selling for sure. To what extent we don't know. Anaheim probably. In the East, Ottawa.
I think there's
Columbus.
Ottawa's gotten worse since they fired DJ Smith.
They've got a new owner, a new regime. I look for them to. I know they're still
rebuild it again,
but not necessarily rebuild, but definitely rethink their direction.
The Hawks just sent us the post-game media availability, so we're going to hear from Luke Richardson here in a little bit. But on the front of Marc-Andre Fleury trades. Why don't we share that report we saw earlier today?
Sure.
That we knew about this. We knew the Hawks and Leafs had a deal worked out for Marc-Andre Fleury. This was we
didn't know the details.
Right. We know the details now, or at least the details are being reported as such. And remember, this caused a rift between the Kyles.
Yeah, the Kyle D fight.
Yeah.
So this was... it's multiple reports from multiple places, but all pieced together. You could find this information on thehockeynews.com from Nick Barden, not Bardown, Barden. He writes, according to John Shannon on the Bob Cowan podcast, Toronto had a deal to acquire Marc-Andre Fleury from Chicago in 2022. We knew that was a possibility. However, Leafs president Brendan Shanahan decided against the trade. This is to quote John Shannon on that podcast, says, Kyle Dubas had a deal in place to acquire Marc-Andre Fleury. It was done. It was a done deal. They could have had Fleury from Chicago before he got traded to Minnesota, but Brendan vetoed it. There was a deal in place. They needed the stamp of endorsement from the president of the Leafs for it to occur, and it did not occur. The deal, according to TSN's Darren Dreger, was reportedly Marc-Andre Fleury and Brandon Hagel going to the Toronto Maple Leafs in exchange for Peter Mrazek, Matthew Nyes, and, quote, first-round picks, End quote.
Well, smart move by Brendan Shanahan, I would say.
Well, here's the funny thing. The Blackhawks still
But
got...
they'd be good with Hagel.
They
wouldn't have had to go out and get Domi and Bertuzzi and Reeves if they had Hagel.
Is he the form of all three of those guys?
He's better than all three of those guys. He does what they want those three guys to do.
That's true.
And
That's
better.
true. Yeah, I mean, the Blackhawks still got Mrazek. They still got
Picks.
Three
first-round
picks for Hagel and then the Mrazek trade.
The only thing they didn't get was
Matthew Nice. Yeah. I mean,
it still worked out pretty well for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Chicago still worked out. It still worked out pretty well, but man, that was interesting to get those details because we figured, okay, the Fleury deal that fell through, that probably would have been more than what they got from Minnesota, considering that the deal fell through. So Minnesota came in, and you're like, well, if the more valuable deal didn't go through, you got to go to your second option, which was a lesser value for Fleury. But man, that trade would have made one of our earliest shows a lot more interesting.
Well, and I will correct myself because I was screaming at Kyle Dubas saying he had no stones and he was afraid to make a move. Mm-hmm. And I kind of owe him a little bit of an apology.
Yeah, now that we've learned,
he tried and he was over.
And that's not the only time that has happened.
No, that's
according to many reports.
Yeah, a lot of that, like especially during the off season when he was, surprisingly, they were going to bring him back, I think, and then basically, when all that was going on,
he wanted to spend more time with his family,
right, in Pittsburgh.
As the Penguins GM,
they a lot of those reports start coming out that he was overrode a lot, and because you got to take everything to a board.
Right, yeah.
The team's run by a board.
So annoying.
So that's why they're not, whatever. But I officially apologize to Kyle Dubas for questioning his testicular fortitude back in March of 2022.
And if anything, kudos also to Kyle Davidson to have a deal where that kind of return is coming to you, multiple, according to reports, first-round picks, a stud young power forward at the time coming out of college, and what would have been your replacement to Marc-Andre Fleury in Peter Mrazek earlier than expected. Hey, that would have been pretty darn impressive.
Yeah,
he still got it done, but in different ways. But still, that deal would have been pretty impressive, and that would have been one of his. That would have been what, his first deal, or one of the first, because the Hagel and Fleury trades were
that was his first official
few deals.
Yeah, Hagel came before the deadline.
Where was Lafferty?
That was the next season.
That was last.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, because this would have been the 22. This would have been the 22 trade deadline.
His first trade was getting Lafferty.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For Nylander.
That was his first trade.
That worked out.
And
that was as interim GM.
Right. And then the Hagel was his first trade as
real
GM.
GM.
And that came a few days before the deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I wonder if he was able to use that Toronto deal to then as leverage to get as much out of Tampa as he did.
For Hagel, probably. Yeah.
Because he probably was like, hey, I've got this potential deal here. What are you guys going to do?
I mean, honestly, out of the two at that time, Hagel and Fleury,
and Tampa were probably
you had more value for Hagel.
Oh, absolutely. And Tampa and Toronto were going against each other because they knew they were have to beat each other at some point.
Yeah, they probably would have had to either face each other or jump each other in the standings at that point.
I mean, you could argue, and Tom says so in the chat, Hawks might have gotten a better deal in that because, first of all, if you have Nyes, you don't get Bedard. He makes the team better last year if he's playing.
He was in college last year.
He played for the Leafs at the end of the year.
At the end of the year, yeah.
But I mean,
they were already in the playoffs at that
2
point.
points makes a difference, though.
Sure.
He wouldn't have made it here in time for the end of the season.
Matthew Nyes would have been playing instead of Buddy Robinson.
He would have played maybe 2 or 3 games.
Think about the butterfly effect there.
Yeah, you're right. But still, I mean, I think that is a wise no from Brendan Shanahan. That's a lot.
It is a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but
let's remember,
we
all love Marc-Andre Fleury. He's the second winningest goalie of all time. Congratulations to him. He's a lot of fun. He was not very good that year. And he went to Minnesota and was
towards
not
the
very
end
good.
of the season. Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
wasn't very good in the beginning of the year either.
Yeah, like he's
October, he was terrible.
Well, the team was god awful.
Well, it was the Colleton clown car experience, but
members of.
he like November to like early February he was good, and then like it does every year it seems for him, at least recently, wheels fall off.
Yeah, well, I
mid-Feb.
mean,
So instead, you get Radish, Kachuk, Oliver Moore, whoever they take this year, and the first you got for Mrazek is Sam Renzel.
Sam Renzel.
So you got Renzel, Moore, another first-round pick this year, and and
a 20-goal season out of Taylor
Kachuk.
Radish last year.
Yeah,
And
two guys that have filled NHL spots during a time where you need guys who could fill NHL
Right.
spots.
Mm-hmm.
You can argue as much as and as you said earlier, Nyes has 16 points in 40 games. Granted, probably playing a much lower level. I mean, they tried, I believe, at the beginning of the year to make him the new Michael Bunting or Zach Hyman, the big guy, the power forward on the top line.
yeah.
But he'd be playing a much higher role.
He would
here.
consistently be in the top 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By
I mean,
He
16
would have
points
to
on the
be.
Hawks, he'd be third in scoring right now.
yeah, right.
Yeah, with much more opportunity. All right, I think, is Luke ready to go?
Yeah, it's ready.
All right, why don't we take a break? Greg's going to tell you about Ray, and then we'll
Ray.
hear from Luke Richardson after the game. Very curious what he had to say about this one. We have no reporters there, so we have no idea.
Could be a surprise to all of us. Our partner, Ray Chevrolet, is ringing in the new year with their best offers all month long. Make your way to Ray Chevrolet on Route 12 in Fox Lake to join in on the savings and start your Ray resolution or Raysolution.
Thank
You know.
As one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories. But right now, and right now only, they're trying to make room for inbound 2024 models, so all their current inventory must go. Plus, you can find the perfect tailgate vehicle at Ray Chevrolet because they have over 100 new Silverados available with prices starting at $19,495, or take up
Damn.
to $10,000 off a new 2023 Silverado. To top it all off, they're pricing over 125 vehicles under 20,000. Seriously, guys, can the pricing get more affordable? I don't think it can. I'm no expert, but I don't think it can. And speaking of things everybody loves, they love things that are affordable. What's more affordable than free?
Nothing.
And you can get a free oil change at Ray Chevy. Mention CHGO when scheduling your oil change at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. Start your new year off right. Visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com to start your Ray resolution. They've been serving the community since 1963. Find new roads. Get your free oil change.
Do that. All right, let's hear from Blackhawks head coach Luke Richardson after the 3-0 loss in snowy Buffalo.
How would you describe that game?
You know what? I didn't think we skated and forechecked and took the body on their defense, which we wanted to. They're a great skating defense early in the first period. So, you know, we didn't generate enough offense, obviously, with no goals. But you know what? Our guys killed penalties hard and well, and unfortunately a little too much. And the power play couldn't generate much after the first try. So really not enough offense to have a chance to win in this league. So we got to definitely try and do a better job to support our goaltending with some more goal support.
Arvid started off pretty strong. What did you see in his performance tonight?
Yeah, it was good. I thought he was strong all game. Unfortunately, they had a tip in on the first goal, and then we tipped the third one in ourselves. And you know, I think just the second one. You know, I mean, those are just unfortunate. Those side shots that go in off the goalie, it went off the side of his mask. I think I'm sure he'd probably want that one back. But other than that, he had a strong game for us. So again, we just need to give him a little more goal support.
Just how tough did the penalties make? Did they seem to kind of end there?
Yeah, especially we have to push in the third when it's 1-0 and 2-0, and just too much time in the box. But you know what? They played well, and you know, they created enough scoring chances to get their
Appreciate
opportunities
the Buffalo
to win,
media
and,
for
and we didn't do that. That was the
asking
difference.
the easy questions.
Is there anything specific you feel you need to clean up before the game tomorrow?
You know, I think just a little simpler, direct approach on the offense. I think, you know, we need to shoot pucks when we have that opportunity. There was a couple line rushes or 2-on-1s that we decided to make an extra pass, and I think that was just, fortunate for them and unfortunate for us. I think we need to, right now, when we're not scoring a lot of goals, we have to look to the net as first choice, not second choice. Good.
Thank you.
All right, shout out Buffalo Media for getting that done for us, and thanks to the Blackhawks
Thank you.
for sending it along before we wrap up the show. We know you're watching it on the plane. We appreciate you very, very much. You know, he says what he's going to say. You know what I mean? It's just there's not much to say. He's seeing the same stuff we are, which means we're geniuses.
Yeah.
But shoot the
Expect to
effing
see
puck.
us behind the bench.
Shoot the puck.
Yeah.
I'm only going behind the bench if I can wear this.
You gotta be
That's
safe.
probably be a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. Shoot. Score. Straightforward game.
It should be
that's
pretty
what this
simple.
team is capable of doing. Go straight to the net and shoot the puck. That's all. That's as simple and as fancy as it should be for this group.
It's just create your luck. And we saw Taylor Radish today, by the way, streaking down the right wing, was like, F it. I'm just going to blast
slap
it off the
shot,
goalie.
yeah. Screw it. Nothing else is working for
Why
you.
not?
Yeah.
Why not just throw it at the net and see what happens? Shoot it low, hope for a rebound. Like it's just is not a complicated game. And I know, we say this often, and it's frustrating when you're at a game and fans are yelling, shoot on the power play. This is different. You are seeing guys, you mentioned it earlier, Greg, Kevin Korchinski. Son, shoot the puck. You've got a wide open look at the net. You've got a defender to your right.
Take it.
Take the shot. Hope for a rebound. Take the shot, crash the net. That's it. That's how goals are scored. Again, look at how Buffalo scored tonight. Off the helmet, deflection.
Yeah, right.
Like that's how they go in.
They don't
It's
all
how you
have to be
score.
beauties. They don't
No.
all have to be. The highlight tapes of every goal doesn't have to be sent directly to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Like, just do simple, pay the price, score a goal. Get puck, shoot puck.
That's right. That's all there is to it. All right. Should we mention our thing for? Did we do that already?
Yeah, we kind of sorted it out.
Kind of sorted it
He's
already.
wearing the helmet.
I'm
now.
wearing the helmet.
Yeah.
I'm the best today.
Congratulations.
I picked the least suckiest player out of all of us. Credit to me, as
Well
someone
done.
else on these airwaves like to say.
It's very big of you.
It's very big of me for picking the least shitty Blackhawk
Yeah.
tonight.
There you go.
Oh, we do have to welcome back our friend.
Yes.
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 After all these months,
Our 99-cent friend.
We almost went out of business because we were missing your 99 cents a night. You know.
Yep.
Young Dangle God is back. Long time no see, everyone. Missed CHGO fam. Went and got married. Went on a honeymoon and got a puppy. So life has been crazy.
I don't know how any of that affects you watching our show. I'm disappointed.
You
But
gotta-
welcome back. We
yeah.
thought you died on your bachelor party
Yeah, we made up some crazy scenarios.
because you went
Yeah.
down to Tampa for your bachelor party, and I don't think we've heard from you since. So
I think we heard like 3 days later when the hangover finally cleared.
yeah. But congratulations on the puppy and the wife, and
And the
Welcome
honeymoon.
back.
in that order. I got to see a puppy today in the
fun.
elevator. You know that little white dog that's
Yes.
in downstairs?
I love that dog.
His name is Pete.
oh,
Aw.
And he's very playful. And the owner's like, he's only one. He's a pain in the ass. I go,
Aw.
he's adorable.
Pete
I love
the
that
pup.
dog.
He's like a white lab.
Bigger than the other Pete we know.
Very. And better on Twitter, too. Y'all, if you've not seen what our buddy Pete Blackburn went through today.
Poor Pete.
We love Pete, but man, did he have
What
a rough day?
What a day. What a day for Pete.
We're not going to spoil it for you. Just head to Pete's Twitter.
He is.
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he is
He got
owning
ahead of
all.
it too. He
Yes,
got ahead
he's
of it.
owning
yeah.
it all, and he's having fun. Because if you can't make fun of yourself,
Oh,
you
man.
can't make fun of anybody else.
Yeah, you have to.
Go enjoy. Have a couple of yucks at our buddy Pete Blackburn's expense.
He will have a new moniker when we introduce him on our shows starting next Wednesday.
I'll let you introduce him then. I'm not letting that happen to me. Hell no. All right, we'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Hawks play at 7:30 against the Islanders.
What?
What?
We're just
What?
skipping a whole
Four
segment
stars,
here.
sir.
Who cares? Everybody sucks.
Steven worked on a graphic.
Steven worked
right.
so hard.
This has been my streak for the week, is I forget a segment every show. All right, who's the
With
winner?
55% of the vote,
That's a
the
majority.
winner of the chat's 4-star is.
There
Arvid
he is.
Ooh, I like that animation.
Arvid
That was
Soderblom.
nice.
That's why
Do
I
that
really
again.
Summer,
That's reminiscent of Dominic Hasek, who was in the stands tonight.
somersaulting into your
Cartwheel right into your homes. There
Nice.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
Love that. All right,
see him do that in the
congratulations,
game.
Arvid. He was good.
Yeah.
He was good, and that's good to see. I mean, look, I think we all were like, okay, that's enough. But maybe the smart thing to do was limit the starts, have him work closely with Jimmy Waite, and try to get things back. And after 3 starts in a row, he's been very good. Very good in January. So congrats to him.
Better performances and
His 3 best starts of the season, not against the Maple Leafs.
yeah,
You know,
not
really,
rewarded for them.
He's playing better, and he'll get a start next week for sure. They got that West Canadian road trip, including back-to-backs.
A lot of late nights coming up.
Yes, but stay tuned. We may have some fun out in public in one of those late nights.
I mean, are we talking
Sure.
about it?
Let's mention
Sure.
it.
All right.
Talk about it.
Thursday night,
Next Thursday.
Hawks and Oilers, 8 o'clock puck
Oilmen.
drop.
The earliest of all the games.
Yes, we're going to be at the Barn Hockey Bar. We're just going to, it's very casual. There's not an official
not an
event.
official
No,
event.
not
We're just
not
no
an event.
tickets.
Don't have to RSVP. We're just letting you know ahead of time our location.
I think we'll get there about 7.
Yeah.
Have some food, watch the first couple periods of the game, and then come back to a post-game show. So if you want to hang out, visit our friends over at the barn, the hockey bar, and we can watch Connor McDavid score 13 goals.
That address is 1659 West Ogden, right there between Adams and Monroe on Ogden. It used to be called the Ogden. You may be familiar with that place.
It's called the Arrow before that. I remember that.
Oh, see, that's
Yes.
before me.
Yeah.
But now it is the Barn Hockey Bar. It is a great place to catch hockey. There's a Zamboni in there. There's the 2-on-2
F1.
open ice challenge. I believe they have a bubble hockey machine, right?
I mean, it's not a hockey bar if you don't have one.
Yeah, I'm very good at bubble hockey.
Yeah.
I would
And
like to play some people. in that.
TVs everywhere you turn.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's a great setup. So yeah, looking forward to that on Thursday.
Yeah, so again, no need for tickets. You don't have to RSVP.
Nope.
Nothing to do on the website. Go to the website anyway, allchgo.com. But just show up, join us, come out and have a good time. Hawks Oilers, 8 p.m. We'll be there at 7 at the Barn Hockey Bar, 1659 West Ogden. So come out and hang out with us, and then we'll hoof it back here after the second to do the post-game show. Well, you all stick around for the rest of the game. All right, we're good? Did I forget anything else?
I think you got it now.
All right,
got it.
sweet. Well, we want to remind you, we're going to be on after the game tomorrow, Hawks and Islanders. That's going to be watch that one be like 7-5.
Sure. I'd much rather that than anything like we watched tonight.
Absolutely. But we're powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at ComEd.com/clean. We'll talk to you tomorrow after Hawks and Isles on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.